Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. We're going to be continuing our Marz playthrough this time around, and I'm very excited. We actually have our first crystal cluster to give her. I grabbed it last year. Here you are, something you actually like. She holds the crystal up to the light and gazes into it. At the right angle, I can see my face in it. Beautiful. You're beautiful. Ooh, Marz has asked you to recruit some new members for the Secret Fun Times Club. Who do you approach about this fun, exciting opportunity to make friends and be your own boss? Dees? Dees will be easy to recruit, you figure. His sister's already in the club after all, right? Wrong guess. No, Dees mumbles, flipping his hoodie over his head. I have better things to do than be in your stupid club. You insist, but he shakes his head. You just want someone to make fun of. Go away. Even though you don't manage to recruit him, you can tell Dees is secretly happy that you tried to include him. At least you think so. It's okay, it's hard to tell, but you have a strong suspicion. The meeting starts out as usual, except for Marz's foul mood. Seriously? Nobody found any more recruits? Do I have to do all the work around here? It's a good thing I convinced Cal and Anemone to join. She sniffs. What, like it was hard? Anemone can be vice president of kicking stuff, Marz announces. You know, for when we need extra security, or like if we need to open a door and can't use our hands. Cal will be vice president of transportation, Marz continues. Cal pulls out his hoverboard and grins. That'll be useful if we need to get somewhere fast, or if only one of us does anyway. He can deliver secret messages too. Marz makes them raise their hands. Do you promise to always be cool kids and do fun stuff together and never tell any adult about the Secret Fun Times Club? Cal and Anemone agree readily. We have new members. Ooh! Marz is watching a vid from Earth on her holopalm. She gestures you over and you sync your holopalm with hers. The audio track comes through your hearspeak. Marz knows every word. Besides you, she recites the dialogue perfectly along with the actors. Since the day we met, I devoted my life to finding you. I searched every train station, every coffee shop, every museum and park for you, she says. My every waking thought was only of you. Her voice goes higher. And I dreamed of you, she says. Every night my heart called to yours in the dark. I never hoped to dream I would find you again. I'm here now, she says, playing the first part again. I'm here, and I'm never leaving your side again. Marz drags her hands down her face as the couple in the vid kiss passionately. Ugh, she exclaims. I've seen this vid 100 times, and end always makes me want to yarts. They met on a train once and spend forever looking for each other. Like, move on, you know? It's not like living here where there's only 100 people to pick from. You're in a huge city. Go find anyone else. Why do you keep watching it? Marz sighs, exasperated. I've already seen everything else worth watching. Before you can protest, she puts up a hand. Okay, fine, I do like the city parts. Like, isn't it post-real to imagine cities so big you could get lost in them? So many people that you can meet someone and then never see them again in your life? Marz waves away the vid screen. Sometimes I think I should have been born back on Earth, not on this dumb spaceship. She mock punches the hull of the ship behind her. All those cities and people, and the stuff you could do, watching new vids, going to concerts, the only culture here is grown in a lab. Marz sighs dreamily. And the shopping, they have so much stuff on Earth. Anything you could dream, not just the rubbish our old nanoprinters could make. I'm bored of everything I own, Marz complains. Speaking of shopping, do you want to trade some kudos for one of my old jackets? My dad says I can't print more stuff until I get rid of something. I'd say 50 kudos sounds fair. Ooh, the jacket is the 20 persuasion. I need that. Sure, why not? Marz takes off her jacket and watches critically as you try it on. Well, it matches your hair, she says, but it kind of puckers at the shoulders. It was really tailor-printed to fit me. She almost looks like she's going to take it back for a second before putting her hands up in surrender. No, I admit it. It looks good on you. Makes you look posh. Thank you, I suppose. Alright, now we'll put that on. Perfect. That'll help us a lot. I need to make sure we keep raising our persuasion. So I guess we will keep doing humanities, even though I said I wouldn't before, but when we get to Rex and Nomi Nomi, we're mainly going to be focusing on the latter half of the game anyway, so might as well do this now. Ooh, get into a debate. Marz would never stoop to using her fists to get her way, but she loves a good fight nonetheless. You ask her what she would have done differently if she'd been the captain of the Stratospheric when you landed, and her eyes go wide. She launches into a laundry list of shoulda wouldas, and whatever she says she would have done, you offer reasoning for why it wouldn't have worked. After a little while of this, Marz is positively invigorated. Wow, you really thought about all this, didn't you? She says, cracking a little smile. You're totally right. It's a lot more complicated than just making decisions and telling people what to do. Thank you. It's so important to have people like you around to keep me on my toes. She cracks her knuckles. Okay, but when I'm governor, I will do so much better than the adults can. I don't doubt it, considering I know the future. Oh! You're finishing breakfast in the common area when Marzipan struts in. Look at you, eating cereal, she says, turning her nose up at you. I'll bet you don't even know what day today is. It's Valentine's Day. No, you dummy, Marz starts, then pauses and gives you a suspicious look. Wait, what did you say? Well, anyway. Today, she announces to the room, is St. Valentine's Day. Deece and Tammy wander over to hear more. Back on Earth, Marz explains, it was a day when everybody had to give their best friend a gift, especially sweets. And then you put the sweets under your pillow and it makes you dream about who you're going to marry. And there are decorations of hearts and arrows and pigs. Tammy cocks her head. Why pigs? Before Marz can answer, Deece snorts. This is dumb. Marzipan just made it up to get free candy. He rolls his eyes and walks away. As he leaves, Marz shouts at his back, well, nobody was going to pick you anyway. You stink. Valentine's Day sounds like fun. Tammy nods enthusiastically, her hair bobs dangling. I'm going to tell all the other kids about it, Marz says, so you go around and find your best friend and give them a gift. She points her finger at you. Make sure you do it by the end of the day or it doesn't count. And if too many people want to be my best friend, she adds, I'll hold tryouts for the position. It's only fair. She tosses her hair over her shoulder and laughs. I know who I want to be best friends with. Marz has been clearly waiting for someone to come ask her to be their BFF, but she's trying to play it cool, looking expectant and nonchalant at the same time. She's tapping her foot while idly looking around at nothing. Want to be best friends? She hums, opening her hollow palm. Let me make sure I didn't promise too many other friends already. She pokes at her hollow palm, holding it so you can't see what she's doing. Let's see, you have a lot of good qualities that I'm looking for in a best friend. Yes, I think all of the kids who applied, you're the most qualified for the position. Aww. Okay, Yabby, I choose you as my best friend. You remember the thing about candy and fished some soy sweets out of your back pocket to offer her. They've gotten a bit soft and warm. What flavor are they? She asks, holding each one up to the light to appraise it. Ooh, a green fizz. These are rare. Then she surprises you by handing you an entire bar of chocolate, a whole week's rations wrapped up like a present in a scrap of iridescent cloth. Marzipan always remembers her friends, she says, nodding benevolently. Aww. Aw, she gives you a gift back. That's so sweet. And chocolate, too. I do love me some chocolate. No, I didn't do it this time. Did you see? I dodged it. I didn't go in there this time. Ooh. You're doing creative writing in teams, and you're paired with Marz. You wish it was Tang. She always does so well on these. The theme is Earth's natural environment. Marz takes the topic at face value and wants to write about how beautiful everything was on Earth, with blue skies and green plants everywhere and huge oceans that went on forever. It always looks gorgeous in the carefully staged movies you've seen on holovids. Write about climate problems instead. Marz wants to write about Earth's lush forests and deep jewel-like oceans, but you stop her. Wasn't Earth basically on fire when your parents left? You decide you should spend extra time researching how things really were. You've heard the basics from congruence, but what was it actually like? You ask her for all the information she has on ecological collapse of Earth. Well, Congruence replies, first carbon emissions trapped the heat of the sun, which raised the global average temperature. You ask her to stop so you can look up carbon emissions. Then she continues, so the polar ice melted and the oceans rose and became too warm to sustain life. Mass weather disruptions caused grassland to become desert, then the bees died, and so did everything they used to pollinate. Food instability caused wars to break out. By the time your parents left Earth, everything was essentially either underwater, on fire most of the year, or irradiated. Learning all this stresses you out. All of that just because people wanted to drive in cars and own lots of stuff made in faraway places and have big families and keep their big houses the same temperature all year, and all by burning dirty mud they dug out of the ground? Could that happen here, too? You're too bummed to present your findings, but Marz steps up. She gets a few facts messed up, but presents it well. She ends on a high note. She doesn't think the mud here on Vertumna is as flammable as the weird mud they had on Earth, so no problem. You don't get an amazing grade. Marz accepts this with grace, but still thinks you would have done better if you'd gone with her idea. Who cares? Sorry, Marz. This'll make you a better governor one day, I promise. Ooh, I can shop clothes at the depot now. Ooh, it's another meeting of the Secret Fun Times Club. You're trying to figure out what to do today. It's your job as vice president of fun ideas, but you're having trouble coming up with something. Think, Yabby, think. Oh, it's this. I remember this one. What's that smell? Tang asks as she joins you. You think she means someone farted and you giggle, but then you can smell it too. It's like burning mustard or spices, strong and acrid, or acrid? I don't know how to say that. Then the overhead lights start to flicker. Oh, that keeps happening, Marz says with a shrug. Like, the same time every afternoon. Nobody knows why. It's a mystery. She and Tang look at each other, then at you. A mystery! They jump to their feet. There's a mystery afoot, and the SFC is going to solve it. Tang breaks up a fresh notepad on her holopalm and adds 2 bullet points. Clue 1, weird smell. Clue 2, flickering lights. Cal sniffs the air. The smell's coming from the vent, he says, pointing to the screen in the corner. Get a schematic to see where the vent goes. You pull up a schematic of the ship on your holopalm and track down where this vent goes, takes a snaking route around the ship, and connects to the cafeteria kitchens. It smells awful in here. Antecedent is in there, fanning the nanoprinter with a cutting board while it belches out foul black smoke. Oh gosh, kids, she says. Don't come any closer. This darn nanoprinter's on the fritz again. Everything that comes out is awfully burned. I don't want you to breathe in the smoke. Every gosh darn day, she mutters under her breath. Tammy quietly points upward. The lights are flickering here, too. You take a closer look. There's some kind of black dust near them. That's weird. Little clumps of it are stuck to the wall and ceilings, all around the outlet in the back of the nanoprinter, too. You climb up onto the counter, much to Antecedent's annoyance. When you put your hand near the black dust, your holopalm makes your hand tingle, like it's vibrating slightly. Tangent climbs up with you and tries it too. Electromagnetism, she confirms. The ferromagnetic materials in our holopalms are reacting to the pressure of our magnets, or an electric current. I think it's in this dust? She makes a note. Clue 3, electromagnetic dust. Antecedent shoos you out of the kitchens. Out! Out! Go play somewhere else, my darlings. We've got supper to prepare. You follow the clumps of black dust through the lounge, down a long hallway to the children's creche. It's quiet here, and instinctively you all walk softly and stop talking. You are slow as you approach the playroom. Shh, Tammy says as you reach the door. You stop suddenly. Anemone, Cal, and Marz bump into you from behind. Sorry, she whispers. I hear something. It's like something eating. Something really, really small. Tang notes this, but to you, at least, the room is silent. It's dimly lit, except for the holoprojected teddy bear in the corner that keeps flickering on and off. The one that nearly killed Tammy. You thought Professor Hal fixed it. Oh, good thing I have persuasion, because I don't have bravery. Convince Marz to go first. As Marz steps in, all the lights in the room suddenly turn on. 2 musical toys start playing at once, and a toy robot begins spinning in circles, whirring. Marz shrieks. Tangent rushes suddenly forward and grabs a glass from the art table and slams it upside down on the counter. I caught it, she yells. Yeah! You gather around to see. Under the glass are what look like 4 round metal things, like ball bearings. As you watch, one of them starts to roll. It advances to the edge of the glass, then rolls in a ring around the inside. It stops. Then a pair of long silver antennae emerge from the top of the ball. They click together, producing a bright spark of electricity. You all jump back. The other 3 balls gradually wake and begin snapping their own antennae. I think we solved our mystery, Tang says with a growing smile. Sure enough, you find more magnetic black dust and something else, tiny bite marks in the electric cord leading to the holoprojector. They must be feeding off the electricity, Tang explains, then storing it like a battery to use for self-defense, and this dust must be their excrement. Fascinating. You report your findings to Professor Hal. He realizes these pests have in fact been siphoning off electric currents from your ship since it landed, and are responsible for some dangerous power surges. Hal gives you all some kudos and thanks. And this time Tammy didn't die from them. I don't think I've ever seen them after saving Tammy. It was interesting to have her there with it. I wonder what she was thinking. Virtunalia! Marz elbows you. Hey, she whispers. Did you hear? My dad says Udicott's gonna announce the depot's open to the public. You shoot her a questioning look, and she rolls her eyes. You know, shopping? Somewhere to spend all the kudos we've been saving up? There's gonna be candy and toys and makeup and nice-smelling soap, not the boring kind in the communal showers. You know the concept of shopping. They do it in the holovents from Earth, especially the one Marz likes, but you've never actually done it. The colony provides everything you need, but it would be nice to buy yourself a treat. My dad gives me an allowance, Marz says, shooting you a look of pity. It's too bad your parents make you work for yours. You and Marz tune back into the speeches just as Udicott, as predicted, announces the opening of the general store at the depot. Marz gives you a knowing look as she claps. Alright, we're going for the talent show again. Dees and Marz are your competitors for the talent show. Marz is a shoo-in for winning with her jazzy, high-energy dance routine, so all eyes are on Dees for daring to compete against her. Dees stands on the stage and clears his throat, then gestures with his arm. From his hollow palm emerges a projection of a ventriloquist dummy. He sits it on his lap and launches into a comedy routine, speaking through the doll with zero filter. The judges all howl at his impression of Chief Engineer Instance, but the crowd favorite by far is Administrator Seek's thin, self-important voice coming out of the doll, imperiously demanding that not everyone can have perfect scores. They have to be rationed appropriately. Dees looks flustered by all the attention, but proud as well. He bobs in a little bow before leaving the stage to raucous applause. It will be a hard act to follow up. What do? Hoverboard tricks. There we go. Not the fanciest win, but we won. You thrill the crowd with something you've been working on, a rhythmic performance incorporating music and hoverboard tricks. It's a hit. You win by audience applause. Dees just shrugs and smiles. He didn't mean to win anyway, so there's no hard feelings. Marz, on the other hand, is livid. I worked on my routine for months, she cries, and refuses to shake your hand. Oh no. After the festivities are over, everyone takes time off for a much-needed break. Marz organizes a water fight that takes over the whole colony, even the adults. It brightens everyone's spirits, even in the thick heat of dust. You end up on the top of the western wall with Dees, launching water-filled poof shrooms down on an unsuspecting anemone in the sports ball court below. Nice, we've got that open now. Ooh, and I've got an extra gear slot. Maybe we should shop. Ooh, a superhero cape could be good. Too bad I'm absolutely broke. We'll save up for that. It'll go good with our jacket. Ooh, you attend a secret Fun Times Club meeting. Marz brings the meeting to order. Tang reads the minutes of the previous club meeting. Tammy serves flowery tea and soy sweets. First order of business is that I am insinuating a new rule, Marz says, and then clears her throat. Rule 5. All members of the SFC must wear uniforms to all club meetings. She taps her holopalm and shows you her uniform idea. Black pants and dark blue shirts with high necklines and billowing at the cuffs. She definitely designed them according to her own tastes. Okay, but let us design better ones. You spend the next hour designing a club uniform and everyone takes part. It becomes ridiculously elaborate. Tammy wants to add tassels to everything and Cal insists that it should include huge cowboy hats. Marz gets into a heated fight with Anemone over the type of shoes to allow until Tang calculates how many kudos it will cost to print one of these uniforms on a nanoprinter, and you all realize you couldn't afford them anyway. You come to a compromise. Instead of uniforms, you'll all wear a lapel pin with the club's logo. You spend the rest of the meeting designing SFC pins and printing them on a nanoprinter. If anyone doesn't have the kudos, Marz pays for them without complaint. Aw, Marz. Alright, we have to go out. We're gonna save Tonin at least. Yay, we saved him. Everything's fine. Aww. There's my crystal cluster. We'll save that for next year, though. And to end off the year, let's do one more round of classes. My mom hasn't yelled at me this time because I've actually been going to class. Alright, I know what to do. Go to engineering. I'm saving you too just because I like you. I want you to continue to teach my classes. I've actually been going to class this time, so that's not a lie. Another save! I'm just that good. Alright, another year over and done. And it looks like we'll have a lot more to do next time. We've really got to start trying to track down Sim because we want our girl to become governor. But that's going to take some time because we also got to focus on her. It's a little harder to find her gifts until we get to other areas where we could find the crystals more easily. I think she also likes the flowers, but I haven't managed to track any of those down yet. So we'll just have to keep an eye out. But either way, we're going to be the bestest friend we can be. So until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourself, wear your SFC pins, and have a good day. What? Oh my goodness!